Hello, everyone. Welcome, 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 welcome. First of all, I really don't know what time it is. I'm thinking that it's almost 2 in the morning. It's Thursday morning. And I'm just coming to you all really quick with a quick message. Today, I am going to be talking about time, value, and association. Now, I'm speaking on time and value and association. I'm speaking on these topics because a lot of times we say we don't have time for things. We don't have the time that we need to make things happen for our life. And I find that a lot of times the reason why thank you so much for those of you who came into the chat. I can't see the comment. I don't know who is in the chat. The only way I would know is if you write a message to let me know you're here, but thank you so much for the thumbs ups. I greatly appreciate it. A lot of times when we are on our journey, we find ourselves wasting our time on things that doesn't add any value to our life. Okay? And this is why association is so important, because whatever you gravitate to, whoever you spend your time around, who you socialize with, a lot of times these things can either stop us, hinder us, or just won't allow us to walk in our greatness. On this journey, we have to learn to value our time. We have to learn to value our time. We have to learn to pay attention to the things that we socialize with. We have to pay attention to the things that we are in association with, because it all comes together. It all comes together. Me and my daughters the other day, we was talking about social media. And my daughters was talking about how bad social media has gotten over the years. They were talking about how bad it was and talking about social media is a bad thing. And what I tried to explain to my daughters is that it's not social media. It is what people decide, whatever a person decides to entertain. It is whatever they feel like they want to expose themselves to. That's the thing. Social media can be a very good thing when it is used in the way that it is supposed to be used. A lot of people look at it as if it's a bad thing. I think a lot of times with social media, people bring stuff to social media that doesn't belong on social media. We discuss our families on social media. It's a big trend now. We do vlogs. We allow people to be in our lives. We allow people to be exposed to what we do and who we spend our time around. We bring a lot of drama to social media. We bring arguments to social media. We have people who talk about drama on social media. They talk about it, they discuss it, they talk about other people on social media. We spend too much time on negative things. We spend too much time on things that does not and cannot and will not allow you to add value to your life. And see, Your life is precious. Your life is so very precious because you only get one time to live this life. And if you are allowing yourself to sit on social media for hours at a time, if you are not doing anything with yourself, if you are not being proactive, if you're not active in your life. Hey Sharon, good morning, Queen. How are you? Thank you so much for joining me. If you are not participating in your life and giving your life what your life needs, yes, then you will not have the time, or you will not have that time or get that time to do what you need to do for your life. See, your life is depending on you to give it what it needs. Your life, as you get older, changes. It doesn't stay the same. And of course, for those of us who are living, we all know that. As you get older, your life changes. So as your life is changing, your life requires you to give it something different. But if you spend a lot of time on social media, if you spend a lot of time on not being active in your own life, you will miss out on the majority. Good morning, Queen. Hey, April, how are you? Welcome, Queen. You will miss out on the majority of your life if you allow yourself to sit in these settings and listen to all of this negativity that go on in the world. Your life is the most important thing that could ever be, because it's your life. I'm so glad to hear that, April. I'm so glad you're doing well, Queen. And so we have to learn not to waste our time on things that doesn't bring value. The longer you live, you must learn not to waste your time, because your time is so important and you don't get time back. You don't get time back. Time is going to continue to do what it does. And if you waste years on things that doesn't bring you value, that doesn't add value, that does not help you become the person that you were created to be, then it's a waste of life. Because when the Most High created you, He gave you purpose. He gave you a plan for your life. Everything has already been orchestrated for you. So if you sit and you waste time on things that doesn't add any value, then the years will go by and you'll be 60 years old trying to figure out why your life is what it is. And it is because you choose that for your life. See, we have a choice to make good and wise decisions for our life. But sometimes the things that we choose, yes, that's what I'm talking about, Sharon. Don't waste time on unnecessary things. Stop letting those things entertain you. Surround yourself with people who is going to pour energy, positive things in your life. Surround yourself with people who are going to pour positive things in your life. Those people are going to not just pour things in your life, but have you look at yourself and change some things about yourself. Negativity is more popular. Negative things get more views, more attention than things that are positive. And we must learn to become associated with those things that is going to help us and bring us into being the best version of ourselves that we can be. I was talking to my daughters and they was talking so bad about social media, but when social media is used in the way that it is supposed to be used, it is a good thing. It is a good thing. So there are some things that we have to stop giving our attention to. If you have people around you who can never say a good thing about whatever it is that you are trying to accomplish, if you have people in your life that will try to sway you on a decision that you've made for your life, try to change your mind. If you have a habit of doing something that you know that isn't good for you, but you're doing it anyway because you're not looking at the long-term effect of that thing, of what that thing may have on your life, or how it may affect you in the long run, change those things. Because when it doesn't add any value to your life, it is worthless. It is worthless. Change those things. You have the power to change anything in your life. You have the power to remove yourself from people who don't have your best interests at heart. Because everybody isn't going to be for you. Everybody isn't going to be for you. It's impossible. Everybody isn't going to like you. Everybody isn't going to support you. So you have to find people who will support you, but will also pour positive energy into your life. Stop wasting your time on things that doesn't add any value or worth. And then you find yourself in a situation 5 or 10 years from now, trying to figure out why you are still there in the same spot, in the same position. And it's because now, now let me say something to you, Sharon, as far as scar tissue. I don't know where you have your scar tissue. I am going to say that I'm not a medical doctor. I'm just a person who gives advice to try to help people make better and wiser decisions for their life. So we have to choose to be in association with people who can add value to our life. And we have to disconnect from those things that doesn't give us any value. I think it is so important that once we get that concept, once we have an understanding of how we spend our time, how much we spend our time, and who we spend our time around, that is the key to a lot of things in our life. Some people never get started. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, sweetheart. You know, you may want to talk to your doctor about that. You could reach out to your doctor, the one who did your procedure, Sharon, and they could probably give you some advice on that. The reason why a lot of people never get started is because they always talk about time. I don't have time to do that. I got to put that on my schedule. And most of the time when we think that way, it never happens. It never happens for us because we don't take that time that we have every day that the Most High Yah has given us. He's showing us mercy and grace every day we wake up, and yet we still complain about not having enough time to do the things that we need to do. So stop wasting time on stuff that don't add any value. Don't sit on social media for hours at a time watching content. Get around people and be around people who are going to pour things into your life. Get around people and be around people who are going to help you on your journey. So that pretty much sums up what I was going to talk about as far as time, value, and association. And I do want to thank those of you who decided to come into the chat. I greatly appreciate it. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you all's support. I can't get my lives. Sometimes I can't get here earlier in the day, so I get here when I can. And I try to help as much as I can. And for those of you who enjoyed this podcast for today, please make sure you give this video a thumbs up, because when you thumbs up my videos, it helps my videos to go into rotation. If there is something that y'all would like to discuss as far as, I'm going to say not life, but just your creativity, how to get started, because sometimes we be trying to figure out how to get started. Okay, Sharon. And we don't know how to get started. So y'all can write down in the comments section and let me know. Yes, Queen, you have a nice morning too, and I'm so glad you decided to come in to the chat. I greatly appreciate it. So thank y'all so very much for joining me. I hope this information has helped someone, and please share it. And until my next podcast, peace and blessings, everyone. Y'all please continue to take care of yourself. Peace and blessings, everyone. See ya.